Hey everybody, welcome back to the Passive Buddies podcast. And today is a nice little follow-on from the last episode of the podcast. So if you haven't watched that, definitely go back and listen to the top 5 affiliate mistakes and also about obviously online business. Today, guys, we are going to cover a bit of leads and sales and a bit of follow-up and all that exciting stuff that actually brings them money in. So it's all housed in a CRM. Why do you need a CRM? Brandon?
And for those that don't know what a CRM is, that is a client relationship manager. From my understanding, is what that term is.
Probably should have Googled it.
No, it is. So client relationship management tool or manager. It's just like it says. It helps you manage your customers or your clients, and so that you're able to know where they are in their journey. If that's, say they've bought something from you, you can see that they are on a buyer's list. If they are just a lead that comes in, obviously it depends on how powerful the CRM tool is. There are a lot of different ones with different functions. And so I use quite a bit of different ones from my email marketing to Facebook. But it just depends on what your preference is. But they're a lifeline in your business. They are the lifeblood of your company, because if you're not tracking your leads, if you're not collecting emails, then your business is going to fail. And you really need to have some way to track all the leads and emails and everything that is going out. So what products do you use to help grow your business and track your customers?
So Shay, there's a couple of different things, isn't there? And like you've got your sales side of your CRM, which is probably the main thing a lot of people focus on, rather than like the project management side. Because obviously like it's CRM is literally from basically prospect all the way through to buyers, etc. So for instance, for email, we use Active Campaign. Active Campaign's been absolutely brilliant for us. And we segregate into like 4 lists, maybe 5. So it's subscribers, buyers, hyper buyers, and high ticket clients. And they're the 4 lists we have. I've jumped into other people's active campaigns and they've got lists for fucking everything. And it's like, whoa, it's a mess. But so how we keep everything segmented is through the tags. And then we tag people appropriately so we can go and find the right person for the right thing. So we use that mainly just for email marketing, and then also to move people through the lists. So if they go from subscriber and they purchase something, they move to buyers. If they buy an upsell, they move to hyper buyers, because they're more likely to buy an upsell product. And then obviously if they bought something high ticket, they go to high ticket. And the reason for that is, especially between the buyers and the hyper buyers, is if you want to test an upsell, you've got a list of people who buy upsells. So therefore, if you're testing specifically an upsell product, you can go and send that. Obviously, hopefully they'll buy the first one, and then hopefully they'll buy the second one to validate the upsell offer. So the reasons are why we separate it that way. So that's our emails. Then what we do is we actually use for our main CRM, we actually use Trello as a simple thing. We've used Pipedrive in the past. Pipedrive's incredible as a sales CRM in terms of pulling all the data. But when you've got when it's just yourself and you're growing your business and all those type of things, I've just never moved out of Trello because I've got too many automations set up with it now. But Trello is like a simple Kanban board, and you just drag and drop, obviously, so you can see exactly who's come through, where they're at in the sales cycle, and then obviously get them to close the deal. They're my main 2 in lead and prospect management. Now, what about yourself? Because you've got another couple of decent ones, haven't you?
Yeah, so I actually use High Level, and I use our CRM tool for Facebook, which is Super Facebook Tools, and that allows me to kind of track my leads. I mostly use High Level for, like you said, sales, marketing, see where people are in their journey, tags. I don't really use Trello as much, because I more use that as like a project management tool, but not really where people are in my pipeline. But obviously anything, our CRM tool is set up like Trello.
Yeah.
where they are little like Trello boards in a sense, so that where they are in kind of their journey. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways you can use tools. I just like high level. I've used ClickFunnels in the past. I've used WordPress with different themes that can collect email addresses and do follow-ups and everything like that. But it just depends on how technical savvy you are, and depending on how much you want to spend. There is a CRM for any budget, but it's super important to really know. I think one of the more important things within the CRM is, like you said, a tag system, because if you can tag your customers and say, like, this is a tag for my buyers list, if this is a tag for all the people that are leads, all the people that have purchased a high ticket or repeat buyer, then that's awesome. Also, a lot of these CRMs will actually show you the lifetime value of your customer. So if you have, say, for instance, someone who's only spent like $5 or $10, then you might start pushing them different messaging for your lower ticket things, versus someone who is a repeat buyer of high ticket things. You might want to push higher ticket things. Not only that, but if you have someone who has bought all your things and your list is getting quite full of those, it might be a good time to start pushing out new products too. So it kind of tells you what you should be doing in your own business, and what your conversion rates are and your close rates, and the last time you followed up with someone. So all these are great data points to use within your business.
Oh, most definitely. And as you said, like, the good thing is there's a CRM for any budget. So there is like paid ones and like lifetime value and tracking all that type of stuff, which is really, really golden. Like, you shouldn't want to shy away from stuff like that. Same with email autoresponders. I know, obviously, as you grow your list, it gets more expensive, but the offset is, like, as a minimum, you should be making $1 per user per month. So therefore, that will always well outspends the cost of an email autoresponder. So don't think short term, think long term. Don't think employee, think business owner. And those are the things, obviously, to navigate it. And the main reason, obviously, to have a CRM is you need to be able to literally click on one thing, look at a dashboard and go, right, okay, I've got this many sales calls booked. I've got this many calls offered. I've got this many people who've joined my group that haven't moved into an initial conversation yet. And you can literally see where the backlogs are, where the holes in your pipeline are. You can move that and you can check everything that's going on, and you can go and fix the issues. Because the more issues you can find, obviously, by having this CRM that tracks everything, obviously, the more issues you can fix, the more money you bring in. So to be able to have that overview is absolutely critical, and to find where the issues are and then go from there is absolutely golden. If you don't have that, you're never going to be able to scale your business. You're never going to be able to get your business to the next level, because when you're looking at it and go, actually, I don't know where my next income's coming from. I don't know where my next sales coming from. I don't know why I'm not getting as many sales or leads. Like, you can literally look at your CRM and go, well, actually, I've got this many people who've entered the CRM, but I've not moved them anywhere. Well, there you go. You need to spend more time in the nurturing phase at this section. Like, just by looking at your CRM, you can be able to see that information.
And just like you said, it gives you more data points, one, not where your customer is, but about your actual customer, so that you can really start nurturing them based on what you said. And it gives you good data points on, if you sent out an email that flopped, not to use that kind of email anymore. You might want to switch. It allows you to do a lot more testing and see real-time feedback of what's converting and what's not. And if you believe in the 80-20 rule, then that's the best way to really figure out what's working and not working based on the data. Data doesn't lie. So it's super important to have a CRM tool so that you're able to actually use them. So you use, for your email marketing, you say you use ClickFunnels. What are some positive or benefits that you use? Why do you use ClickFunnels over something else?
So we use ActiveCampaign for my emails. I use ClickFunnels for my funnels. Yep. So I've obviously got a few things dotted around. ActiveCampaign is possibly when, like, one of the best sort of like tagging systems I've come across. One of the like, it's also got a higher deliverability rate than most. So I think the average deliverability rate is about 83% for ActiveCampaign, whereas like obviously that's getting through all the spam filters and stuff like that. So to actually get my message landed, ActiveCampaign and I think GetResponse are the two highest out of all the email autoresponders. Then from there, they're setting up the automation sequences and moving people around and getting, obviously, because you want to set up as many automations as possible. So we've got a system at the moment where no matter what opt-in they come into, like obviously they get that nurture sequence to push to a product. Then from there, they move to the next product. Then from there, they go into affiliate general, where we've got like 30 days worth of emails and upsells and like products to recommend that are all on autopilot. So technically, I don't need to touch my list when they come in for about 40, 50 days. And that's all that automation, all those touch points are automated, and building it in ActiveCampaign has just been super, super simple. The system's been fantastic, and obviously keeping it nice and clean. Compared to the likes of MailChimp, MailChimp was awful when we had MailChimp. It just didn't want to talk to itself. Like it just wanted to work in isolation on its own list. It was stupid. So that's why I use ActiveCampaign. What about yourself? Because you use High Level. Do you use High Level for your emails as well?
Yeah, so I use High Level. It has an email autoresponder built in with text, voice. You can do voicemail drops. You can do email. You can do scheduled posts on Facebook. So it has quite a bit of things built into it. So it kind of combines ActiveCampaign with Clickfunnels in a nice little package. And then you can integrate like your actual SMTP server into that. So like I use Mailgun to actually send out my emails, but all my contact lists, all my autoresponder is built in within High Level. So again, it just really depends on if you're someone who wants it all built in, or if you want these different kind of pieces of software, SaaSes, that you can use and connect them and then take them and build them out on another platform. Say you switch from Clickfunnels to another place, you can still have ActiveCampaign. So they have all their pluses and minuses. It just really depends on you. But yeah, I love High Level just because it has a built-in autoresponder, it has built-in scheduling for businesses, it has reputation manager for your Facebook pages and your Google pages. It's really for agencies and then people that run agencies and ads for other people. I just use it for myself, and we are a SaaS agency in a sense because we sell a Facebook CRM, but we do a lot of other things too. But I just use it for my business. That's where all my leads come in, from YouTube, from Facebook, from Medium, all these different sources, leads sources. So yeah, I really like it. I think that's why I kind of confused ActiveCampaign with Clickfunnels, because I forgot that you don't actually, you do have your leads on Facebook, but all the auto messaging and all the auto responses is through ActiveCampaign.
Yeah, definitely. So what would why would you say you have to have a CRM at any level?
Because I don't know if we talked about it in this episode or last episode, and the mistakes that affiliates make. And you definitely want to go back and check the podcast, because it's a great podcast, and you should subscribe to the podcast and to our YouTube if you're listening to this on YouTube. But it's an easy way to follow up with people. I mean, like I said, you're not going to make the sale on the first time. I mean, sometimes you do. I mean, I've made lots of sales from people I've never even talked to or built relationships with or anything, but that's just because people have referred them, or I had a great value on YouTube and they subscribed. But being able to, and I'll give a perfect example. Yesterday, I was doing something. I don't think I was even, I was doing a podcast with someone, and someone, I got a follow-up email that said, and this is totally, the podcast is totally irrelevant to the email that I received. They're totally different things. I just wasn't doing anything. I was doing something else and I made a sale. And the reason why I made a sale was because someone came into my funnel. They went through the opt-in page. They didn't buy. And then the next day they get a follow-up email that said, some of the problems that were happening, and with it was an email to say, like, why didn't you buy? Was it something we did, or was it that your computer blew up and you just couldn't actually access the sales page? Let us know. And they actually got that email and through automation, and they actually purchased the software because it reminded them while I was doing a podcast that they should purchase our product. And they actually did, which was pretty cool, because it wasn't I think it was the second or the third email that they received after they opted in that they actually purchased. So being able to automate my business like that while I'm doing something else, I can still make sales. If I'm on vacation, that follow-up email where it was like, why didn't you buy from me, in a short kind of version of it, they did buy from me. And that's because I had a CRM and an autoresponder that was set up for a nurturing sequence on a abandoned cart sequence. And so that was all done through a CRM tool. That was through High Level. And you can do that with ActiveCampaign. You can do that with all the different products out there. Just choose the one that's best for you. And I know Brian will have a link down below for some of his favorite CRM tools. So if you want direct links for that, you can definitely check those links out and decide what is the best for you. But I mean, that's what's so powerful about a CRM, is that I don't need to be at my computer or building relationships on Facebook or posting value. I can literally have a sequence of emails that go out every single day that gets them closer to buying without completely hands off. And so that's why I love having a CRM tool, because it does a lot of the heavy lifting for me.
Are you able to give us a Go High Level link?
Oh yeah, I can definitely do that.
Awesome, cool. We'll include Brandon's Go High Level link, because to be fair, Go High Level is very, very effective, efficient, and it's actually pretty cool. So if you do want a crack at Go High Level, 100%, the link for Brandon's Go High Level will be below as well, guys.
Or you can get your own link, and I think you can sign up, but it doesn't matter. It's a great product. Just choose the one that fits within your budget. I think they're about the same price, to be honest. I think they're both like 97, and then they have an upsell. It's actually how I started. I think I've talked about this, where I actually resold High Level with my own white label version of it, because they do have a version where I can put my own branding on it and sell it to my own community. So it's kind of like a twofer. Like you can actually sell High Level as if it was your own CRM tool and make recurring income from that. So that's another cool thing you can do with it. But because everyone needs it. I mean, I literally would just go and talk to people who use Clickfunnels and be like, hey, this is High Level. And they're like, wow, that's cool. And then they would sign up. So it's pretty neat stuff. But you should definitely check out High Level. Brian, if you haven't, you should definitely get an affiliate link for that if you haven't. But yeah, I think it's a great tool. I think it's anyone who is serious about business that wants to streamline their business and save them a bunch of time, they should look at any CRM tool. I mean, and I have multiple ones, like we talked about. I have a Facebook CRM tool where I can easily follow up with people. I can create tags. I can create lists. I can do auto replies on that. I can do bulk messages. So different strokes for different folks. I mean, obviously I can't do that, use High Level with Facebook besides scheduling posts, but I can use my Facebook CRM to do that for me. So I get kind of the best of both worlds, email marketing and then DMing and building relationships on Facebook.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So if you haven't already guessed, obviously the way we're quite excited talking about this, a CRM will obviously help you with your data, it'll help you with your scalability, and help you know where your problems are and where your leads are, so you can push them forward and make some sales. So thank you so much for tuning into today's episode, guys. If you do want to check out any of those links, they are below. But Brandon is also going to say something else.
Yeah, one more thing. I'm glad you caught that. Like we talked about previously, yesterday on the podcast, or whenever the previous podcast about the mistakes, we talked about having confidence in the product. And as you can tell, we are very confident in the products that we use because we use them every single day, and we can create content around them quite easily. I mean, even this podcast is content around about that product, or Clickfunnels or whatever. So definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel or the podcast and watch those videos, because it's going to change it's going to help you in your business. And this podcast is just goes to show you that if you have confidence in the product and you're able to build value around that product, then people are going to want to buy those products from you. So that's what I wanted to add. We walk the talk, and whatever that saying goes, we definitely do what we do because we believe in what we actually provide, what we do in our businesses. So that's all I wanted to add.
Awesome. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on the next episode.
Peace.